Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started.
Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast, chilling with Angela Hiley.
Hey! Hey!
And we are coming to bring you another episode. We're going to bring the fire.
Oh, yeah.
The fire that's burning down everything. This shit we're spitting is the fire.
You're singing Bob Marley.
Because only a bird has its wings.
And I was singing New Kids on the Block. No, wait, let me just say, it's like before we get into the whole going a little deep in with this podcast. So I was sitting here talking to John, and I'm like, don't you think it's kind of odd? So, growing up when I was younger, a teenager, I was, in love with New Kids on the Block, big time. And, nowadays, they get together and they go on, they'll do, a small tour. I was just thinking, I was like, don't you think it's kind of, odd or kind of weird as, a grown woman that is late 30s and her 40s going and seeing a boy band, and these men are in their mid to late 40s. And right. most of them are pretty much, they have a different career. Mm-hmm. But then they just get together every once in a while and do. But don't you think that's just kind of odd?
Well, I told you this before. I told you this before, and I'm just going to be honest. Donnie doesn't even get my panties wet anymore.
That was the one I was like.
Donnie was mine.
No, I was Donnie in love with him.
Donnie was mine.
So in love with him when I was a teenager. But I just find that odd. I don't know.
She had the comforter, the curtains.
No, I didn't have the curtains. I had the big pins, the comforter, the posters, But I just find that kind of odd. I don't know.
I was kind of
weird.
I was into Two Live Crew back then.
Yeah, we're going to play a fun game at the end of the podcast. But no, I just find that kind of odd. I mean, it's I still jam to their songs and stuff like that, but I'm just I don't know if I can really go and watch,
What was one of their best songs? The
Right Stuff.
Right Stuff.
Yeah.
She was jamming to Right Stuff, and I was jamming to Head Down, Ass Up.
The right stuff. You got the right stuff.
All right, we don't need any more of that shit. Donnie just doesn't do it for me anymore. He's no longer my boyfriend.
It's Justin Bieber.
Ah, yeah. Justin Bieber. Oh, you guys have probably heard my Justin Bieber rants back in the day. But as we just hang tight, we're going to get a little bit deeper into this podcast. We're also going to go into something that I've been practicing totally for weeks.
Oh, for weeks.
And this is something where, as many of you guys know, I've had some podcasts about time management, and I've learned a lot about time management. And if any of y'all, don't even act like y'all don't need time management.
We all do.
Because the one thing that I hear from paintless dent removal technicians more than anything is that they're so busy and they have no time.
Anything.
And I call that bullshit, as you probably should call that on yourself as well. But that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about, instead of talking about time management, we're going to talk about what I've been practicing as energy management. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to kind of highlight the differences, and maybe I'll give you, I know I'll fucking give you some really great tips and some great tricks that will actually help boost your productivity. Yeah. It's not going to keep you busy. That's what, what? I hate that. It's so cliche. When somebody asks, hey man, how's things going? Oh, it's been busy. You know what? That doesn't mean shit, all right? If you're going around in circles, busy is just staying the same, staying in place.
Yeah.
Being productive, on the other hand, having a big goal that you're moving towards And strategizing towards these goals is where happiness lies in the heart of men. Many men. Many, many men.
What about women too?
Well, I mean, like the Bible, considers women men. So that's why they always say it's in the heart of men.
Yeah.
So y'all just gonna have to deal with it. Books was written by men.
Yeah, but I think God is a female.
Probably.
God is a female.
I think God's both.
Nope, it's a female. It is. Mother Nature, the universe, the higher power, God. It's a female.
Well, you keep your God, I'll keep my God. How about that?
No, I'm telling you, she's a female.
I know my truth.
So you say.
I know my truth. All right. So on through the podcast here. One of the things I wanted to announce, guys, I said on a couple podcasts previous, I talked a little bit about how I was going to do a SEO podcast and really dig deep because motherfuckers are driving me crazy with this shit. Especially when somebody reads a blog from 2013 and they think they know search engine optimization.
Yeah.
And it is such an evolving thing that I wanted to do a podcast specifically about 2019, which would be local SEO. It's really what most paintless dent removal companies should be concerned about is local SEO. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing a podcast, or I'm sorry, actually, I'm scrapping the podcast for the moment because I'm doing a free webinar. And this is going to be a straight up educational webinar. I mean, I know a lot of you guys know that we own bestpdrwebsite.com, builder, platform, all that stuff. But there's not going to be no pitch. There's not going to be no crunch. There's not going to be no special offer. There's not going to be none of that. It's just going to be straight knowledge. And this isn't just the type of knowledge that you can apply to our systems or we can apply to our systems, but this is knowledge that you can actually take with you. And if you work on your own website, you can apply this knowledge on it. Or if you have a designer who I find there's a big difference between somebody who designs it and does search engine optimization. For us, them are two different departments. Literally the people who we have designing are not the people who are doing our search engine optimization. That's a big mistake when people try to couple it all into one person. Unless that person's super, super ninja, it usually doesn't work out that way. So, and as the wifey knows, she sees me every night. We hire people left and right.
Yep.
Like I can't even tell you how many people I've got going right now in the churn. I test people, you know what I mean? I test how honest they are. I test their integrity. I make sure that they're doing, what a lot of times what they don't know is I know how long a lot of this shit takes. And either I can figure out very quickly if they're being dishonest or if they are just not qualified to do whatever I ask them.
You're just getting down and dirty.
Yeah, whether they're not qualified or whether they're dishonest, I don't care. But I work with a lot of different people, and I flow a lot of different people through our system. So and the ones that stick, but I'm always testing the ones that stick, and that's just the life of scaling a media business. Mm-hmm. But that being said, the webinar is going to be on the Dent Trainer Facebook page. It's going to be tonight, so you're listening to this on Thursday morning, so it'll be tonight. My intention is to do one every 2 weeks. I'm going to get into a lot of deep education on social media on this first one. But to be honest with you, this is probably going to take 2 to 3 full webinars to fully circle all the way around all the aspects of what you need to know. But here's the cool thing. You really only have to get about 50% of it right. So if you literally apply like half of what I tell you, you're going to be ahead of your competition because I'm telling you guys today I do market research in about every major market, and there's very, very few out there that are applying brand new search engine optimization techniques. I feel like they're riding on the old wave, and our media system and our media clients are surpassing them very, very quickly.
You're like, this is like one of your obsessions. You're like obsessed with it. You love it. It's your niche. You try to talk to me about it, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but I'm glad it's making you happy.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, the reason why I'm obsessed about it is because it's made us so much money.
Yeah.
And that's number one. The second thing is I can easily, I mean, you guys know that we work with 100 plus paintless dent removal technicians with their media, their websites, and all that stuff. I can immediately distinguish the ones that are super successful from the ones that are like coming up and doing really well. There's a big difference in this industry. You know, there's the 120K successful, 100K successful, and then there's the 400K successful. And then, you know, you got bigger companies that goes beyond that, right? But my objective is take somebody from being like okay successful and making them like super successful, right? So, and the bigger companies, that's the same thing. It's just a different type of scale. It's a different way you got to roll it out into the market.
Yeah.
But that being said, again, guys, you're not going to just hear like a webinar that's nothing but selling. It's going to be packed with tons of information. I've decided, you know, what we finally came to the conclusion that sometimes it's just better to get out in the marketplace and focus on helping as many people as possible, because I truly believe that if I make anybody successful, that even if I took 10 people and made all 10 of them successful and only one of them one day got so successful that they said, you know what, man, I'm going to have, you know, John and Mike take care of this for me. Mm-hmm. Then guess what? That's great. I'm happy with that. I helped 10 people and it's just bringing increase to the world. We talked about that on the last podcast, and bringing increase into people's life regardless. When you do that, when you throw that out in the world, into the universe, it's like a boomerang. It's going to come back. Mm-hmm. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, that being said, we got the Mega Media event coming up this next week.
Yeah, I know. I'm so stoked. As soon as we fly into Denver and we get into our rental car, John is taking me to a Freebird boot store.
I don't know if we'll have a podcast next week, though, because of this.
Yeah.
So, I might try to sneak something in, but
I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I kind of got this list of things I got to do.
Yes, you do.
So, but, you know, I always tell people, like, I'm what's called a productive procrastinator. Mm-hmm. So, literally, I wait till the last minute to get everything done.
Yep.
And I get to the like, she'll ask me 2 weeks ahead of time, like, hey, have you thought about doing this? And I'm like, it's still 2 weeks from the event.
Yeah, well, tomorrow's going to be Thursday, and it'll be 1 week.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of time. How many hours are in 1 week? What's 24 times 7?
Hold on, let me use my hand. 24 times 7. Hey, don't make fun
This
of
is going to
me.
be interesting. This is coming from the girl who didn't know how to do percent.
Shush! That's not nice.
I would ask her, like,
messed
what's
up.
20% off $100?
No, John. Wait a minute. 24 times 7. 8. Carry the 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Plus 4. 168.
168 fucking hours
Yeah.
until the event. That's a massive amount of time.
That's true. You should not be making fun of me. That's not nice. John made fun of me earlier, and he made me mad. And I was like, "You better quit. I'm gonna
throat punch me.
I'm gonna throat punch you."
Oh my god. She would have threatened me about that.
No, because you were mocking me or saying my voice sounded like this, and it doesn't sound like that, and that's not nice. No. Why don't you tell him how you were impersonating me? My voice.
I can't do things when you put me on the spot. But that's what I was impersonating you about, is how you put me on the spot.
You made me sound like
when
a guy.
you put me on the spot,
You didn't even try to have a female voice. You made me sound like I had some frumpy man's voice.
Hey, John.
No, not like that.
See, I can't do it. I can't do it. So hey, we added a new personality at the gym, by the way.
We did?
Mr. Poopy Socks.
That's right. We didn't tell anybody. No, but we forgot about him because he wasn't coming to the gym for a while.
I just thought it was weird. Number one, Planet Fitness is a fucking shit-a-thon inside them restrooms. I mean, you go in there, it's like people are having a damn a shit war in there. It never stops.
It never does. Even in the morning when we're in there?
But there was this dude in there taking a crap.
Wait a minute, when was this? On Sunday?
No. This was a while back. We seen him just the other day.
Why didn't you point him out?
Mr. Poopy Socks.
Oh, him. Okay.
You know who he is. Who takes... I don't know, man. Just, to me, like, to be in the shitter, taking a shit with your socks on only...
Yeah, and like people, and plus you mad, you don't even pay attention when your guys are peeing, so you dribble all over the floor, so he probably is like stepping in it, which is like disgusting.
I don't know. So now we call him Mr. Poopy Socks. He's earned that title.
Oh, if you guys only were there to see what goes on when we're working out. And then like the last time we were there, John had to draw a penis. And I'm sorry,
this has been an ongoing thing. Up on a ledge.
Yeah, where they have their big mission statement up at the top. It always collects a lot of dust.
You gotta have fun in life.
You drew a wiener. I can't believe I said penis.
This time it was actually very, very good. The other times it didn't even quite look like one.
I don't know. You drew the wiener, and then you drew stuff like coming out of it. And I'm like, oh my God, John.
No, I drew little hairs coming out of the balls.
Oh, hairs. Oh, okay.
I used my fingernails for them.
Oh my God. All right, let's talk about some inspirational stuff.
Are you saying that my artwork is not inspirational? I am an artiste!
I don't know. I guess if somebody was having a bad day and they were over by the machines, that would more than likely give them a giggle. And they might end up... It would make their day brighter.
That's right.
Because they seen a wiener.
That's right.
Yeah.
A sign of power.
I guess.
All right.
Wiener?
Oh, yeah.
As
That's
a sign
authority. Pure authority.
A wiener is?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's long and strong and it's here to get the friction on.
But it's not like you men are just walking around like showing them off like it's some prize.
Well, that's probably why, that is probably why I think we talked about this on another podcast. But don't you remember that time I watched the show about the Aboriginal African tribe?
Yes, John.
Where they put the banana sticks over their penises, but they tie the two strings to the tip of it so it sticks straight out, and then they connect the two strings to their shoulders.
I don't know what's up with you.
See, these guys knew what was up. Now, they totally forgot why they did it, though, was the interesting thing. I think like one of the cameramen asked one of the elders why they did that, and everybody's like, I don't know, my dad did it, and then his dad did it, and their dad did it. Oh. So we all tied these banana sticks to our dicks.
Is it like being dominant, or like what men being? I guess.
I mean, and hey, no offense to anybody out there. I honestly doubt that many Jehovah's Witnesses listen to this. Maybe you guys do, I don't know, but I doubt it because, of our cursing and all that fun stuff. But a really good friend of mine came and I trained him, and I really love this dude, no doubt. But ended up, he came in and I told him, I'm like, what the problem with you is? I was like, you look like this is the first day of training. He comes in.
And you didn't know?
Yeah, very, very first day of training. He comes.
I wonder if he listens to this podcast.
That's fine.
Oh.
Yeah,
you think he'll get a giggle out of it?
He knows.
Okay.
And so anyhow, he comes in for the very, very first day of training. And I look at him and I'm like, he's fixing dents pretty good.
Yeah.
And but he just looks like, I don't know, you ever see somebody when they just stand there and they lost all form in their arms and kind of like what John used to do, like you look like like your arms turn into noodles and your
And you told him that he was a floppy.
I told him he looked like a floppy dick and he needs to be a stiff hard one like me. And a
stiff hard one.
Yeah, I'm like, you need to be proud. You need to be stiff and proud and hard like a dick. And then I found out at the end of the day he was a Jehovah's Witness. But I think he thought it was funny.
Oh. Are Jehovah's Witnesses not supposed to have
You know what, though? I will tell you guys something interesting. Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to laugh at that shit.
Oh.
Even though he did. But I'll tell you guys a little something interesting as well. Is that the one thing I've noticed is I have trained a couple Jehovah's Witnesses
Yeah.
that I know of.
Yeah.
And them dudes do not fear the word no. They have been conditioned. They will walk into every dealership, every body shop 100 times. So you got to watch out for them dudes because they've been having the door slammed on them.
Yeah.
You know, they've mastered the art of dealing with rejection.
Yeah.
And
they don't take it personal.
They do not take that shit personally. They probably go into a dealer and get kicked out and say, well, I'm going to pray for that sinner. And move on to the next. I'll see him next week. I'll get him next week.
Yeah.
We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about this book here and
that is
of my repairs, and I'm going to show
Yeah.
him my credentials and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, and then they do not fear rejection. It just does not resonate. Unlike I'm going to say normal people, but unlike most people, the average person who doesn't do that type of work literally gets rejected, and you're like, eating Haagen-Dazs ice cream,
Taking
and
it
playing
personal.
Celine Dion, and
Celine Dion.
Wait, what's that song where she was on the end of the Titanic?
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Playing that song.
Near, far,
Wherever you are.
I'll let you sing it.
While you're eating Haagen-Dazs ice cream and all this stuff, trying to recover from the one little mental breakdown that you had, and a Jehovah's
Watching
Witness dude is just
flicks.
shaking and moving, going from place to place to place to place to place. Okay?
Yeah.
So, no dig. You guys know how I am. I don't care if you're Jehovah's Witness. I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're a Christian.
Babe,
I don't care if you're...
As long as they're a good person, you love them.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That is right. Mm-hmm. You Satanists, though, y'all are a little bit tricky. That's all right, though. That's all right, though. So, that being said, there was something else I was going to tell him, though, about the Mega Media event. Oh, here it is. One of the coolest things about this Mega Media event, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly how it goes or how it goes down, is that we're literally going to be having live panels at the end of the event with the speakers, and we're going to be doing a live mastermind right there where we're actually breaking down issues and problems that the current attendees are having in their business, and we're going to be giving them live advice with certain questions that we have that are we're going to pre-ask the questions for the attendees and get a list of really, really good questions, and we're going to actually go over them and have a mastermind at the end of each day at the event. And I think it's going to be super powerful.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, super powerful. So that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about energy management. Okay? Energy management. So, the whole deal is time is set, right?
Yeah.
So you look at the clock, you got 24 hours a day. You got so many hours a day that you can be productive. And that's set. However, your energy levels are not set. They can be dramatically increased.
Yeah.
Or they can be reduced. They can be used at the right time. They can be used at the wrong time. Okay? So what I'm finding is, I'll give you guys a little, some little inspiration, something that I've been doing that's been absolutely phenomenal, and it's called the Most Important Task. And what that is identifying either every night or early in the morning what my most important task is, and the task has got to be a leverage task, meaning that you do the work once and you get paid over and over again, and it's got to be a monetary task. It's got to be something where I am investing the time to make money. So that being said, I'm committed to doing that every single day, and it's crazy. And you literally only spend anywhere from 25 minutes to 1 hour on this task. And if it's a bigger task, then you got to break it up into 3 chunks, whatever. Sometimes the task might be just what I told you guys, getting a list out and breaking a list down for one of our employees and giving them the information needed to carry out that day, meaning I take one of my hours and amplify it into 10 to 20 hours, if that makes sense, okay? So the next thing is also identifying things that drain energy out of you, okay? Now, the key to this is becoming self-aware and like understanding that when you do something and you feel energy being drained out of you, you got to learn how to conserve that energy and use it for something that creates momentum type energy that kind of builds up on itself, okay? I'll give you guys an example. A big energy draining thing is just sitting there and looking through your social media wall for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Huge energy drain, okay? You would be much better off staying focused on creativity during that 30 minutes and doing one creative thing on that platform, something of value to your clients, your customers, people you love, whatever it is. You'd be much, much better to focus that energy on that opposed to actually taking in a ton of energy. It's almost like if you sit there and watch the news all day.
Yeah.
Like, I can literally feel the news draining energy from me. It takes a lot of mental power to digest that much. It's too much information come in at one time. So because of that, people don't realize this. Literally, your brain burns calories. When you're like watching the news, just that brain activity, you will burn more calories during that time than you would if you were doing something differently. It's like overworking your mind, overworking your body, right? So I've been focusing a lot on certain times of day and what certain times of day are going to be for certain types of activity.
Yeah.
Because I want to take busy work, things that I do subconsciously, and I want to use that on certain times of the day where my brain is not going to be firing at 100%.
Yeah.
But I want to take the times where my brain is firing at that 100%, right, where I'm full energy level, and I want to focus. Which is in the morning for me, and I want to focus that time on building my businesses and putting that energy into the things that I do best.
Yeah.
But I will tell you guys, if you guys begin to identify and focus on your most important task daily, and this task also has to be one that if you only did this one thing, you could consider the day a success. Because what's going to happen when you accomplish this one thing, it's going to give you additional momentum throughout the rest of the day because you're going to be riding on that big win.
Yeah.
So every day you end up getting a big win. You're riding on that. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is what's obviously important is your diet. I'm telling you right now that if you guys are overeating at lunch, if you guys are overeating at any time during the day, that you're dramatically decreasing your energy levels.
Yep.
Okay? And one of the things that I was doing, not only that, I was doing in the past, since I got the calorie counting app, I've been really good about not overeating. And I've seen my energy levels just maintain like really, really high.
Yeah.
You'd be better off eating every 2 hours, something enough to get you through that 2 hours, than you would to eat a giant meal in the middle of the day.
You know what? Since I started using it too, but so I've used it for maybe a whole week now.
Yeah.
But I'm not bloated compared to before. I mean, I'm assuming men get bloated too, but I'm just like, oh my god, I do not feel bloated at all.
Yeah, the app is called Lose It, and if you guys haven't followed some of the previous podcasts, I weighed 247 is what I got up to over this winter, and I am currently down to 220, so I lost 27 pounds.
Yeah. Just
by watching what the fuck I ate.
Yeah.
And not only has my energy level been high, but just the self-control aspect of eating, for more than just the need to eat. You know what I mean? We find ourselves using food as comfort, using food.
Yes,
and
comfort.
if you can take your energy and focus it in some other direction during them times, you're literally going to be what I like to call controlling your energy and controlling your energy flow.
Well, that was like, if I look at me, like the whole thing with Lily and her having to get a pacemaker when she was on, what was it? I think like I didn't work out for like a whole month or a little over a month. But the thing was, it was just like, I was so, like my anxiety levels was up. I was so worried about her. I had to make, just kind of make sure that she was like not overdoing herself, and I used food as like comforting.
Right.
So I was just like shoving all kinds of stuff in my mouth, eating it.
Right.
Didn't sound very right.
Oh, she's still shoving things in her mouth. All right. So anyhow, the other thing that you're going to find that's going to increase your energy level, which is super, super important. So we kind of talked about the physical attributes.
Yeah.
Well, number one, if you're drinking energy drinks, I got totally off of them. I was drinking Bang energy drinks.
How many were you drinking a day?
I was drinking like 5 of them a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was bad. So I'm totally off of that. Now I do drink coffee, and I do drink some pop here and there, which is Coke Zero or something like that.
Yeah, but that's
right?
like a huge difference from
It's been
where you were.
huge for me because I can really maintain my energy level and that level of caffeine and be filled just perfect. I guess in a perfect world, I would be caffeine free, but guess what? I tried that for 2 weeks, and I said, fuck this shit.
I don't think that that's even really... I mean, I guess
don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is like that spiritual nourishment, and that's going to be, you guys need to be setting ambitious but realistic goals that can be achieved, and set big goals, but also set very, very ambitious goals as well that'll take you towards your big goal.
Yeah.
And when you begin to focus on that on a daily basis, almost like lose yourself in the thought of achievement of this goal, you will find yourself being energized to move towards that goal constantly. And it's even to the point where sometimes we'll have to do tasks and things like that, tasks that we don't really want to do. But if you can tie it to like, I need to do this to get to my big goal,
yeah,
you actually begin to enjoy doing things that you do not like to do, right? We all eventually want to push away all the things that we do not want to do or like to do or enjoy, but it's life.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing things, on a daily basis that we don't fucking like, right?
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully not a shitload of them, right?
No.
But let's be honest, we're not dropping fries at McDonald's. That'd be horrible. We're not working in no factory. That would be horrible, right? But we're going to come across times and things and issues that we don't like. But as long as you can focus on your goal, what's ahead, keep your eye on the big prize, you're going to be able to push through these moments, and you're going to be able to have sustained energy, and you're going to have a deeper purpose than what's just going on in this moment, right?
That's true. Just
So-
like I had to clean up dog crap today.
Yeah.
I hate doing it. I absolutely hate doing it. But always know there's always a nice reward at the end.
Another thing I want to tell you guys that I have been doing for a long time, and I think I've talked about some of this on the earlier podcast, but I tend to take a break out and I sit in a chair and I meditate. And what that does, that literally, when you get to the point to where your mind just starts going from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing,
Yeah.
and you're kind of
Overwhelmed.
and you're just revolving into a circle, and you kind of feel like you don't know exactly what you want to do, but you're just going to bounce from thing to thing. That's a moment where you need to breathe, get oxygen inside of your system, which basically fuels your mind and also gives you additional amounts of energy, and actually sit there and just focus on your breath, breathe and meditate until you completely calm down, and then move forward and move on with your day. Okay?
Yeah, I think anytime that, in all honesty, when you are feeling overwhelmed and you have all those things like racing through your mind, in all honesty, it's best to take like 5 minutes to yourself and calm yourself down and get yourself centered.
Right.
Or else it's just going to get even more chaotic if you don't do that.
And I'm going to talk to you guys about the next thing that is super, super important when it comes to not only energizing you, but energizing the people that you're doing business with. And that is putting the thought and the feeling of increase in all of your actions. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like knowing that this job that you're doing for this person, you're increasing the quality of their life at the highest level. Mm-hmm. And put that feeling inside of that job. Like know it, breathe it, live it, and just understand that literally, and a lot of you guys don't realize this, okay? I've done a lot of market studies on what the clients and customers perceive when it comes to automotive repair. And one of the biggest things that, are like just literally the clients and customers feel that it's going to be obtrusive on their life. They want to get their vehicle fixed. They want to get it taken care of, but they do not want it to cut into their daily life, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like a burden. I mean, think about it. Every time that you got to take your car to a mechanic or you got to do some body work, you kind of feel like it's taking a chunk out of your life, right? Mm-hmm. And you just want to get it over with as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Paintless dent removal is such a awesome and such a unique process that we are literally taking people and we're adding value to their life. Mm-hmm. We're adding time to their life. We're making this process less painful. That feeling of increase has to be pushed inside of your marketing message.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what people, your high-end clients, your clients that want the dent removed because it bothers them, because they can't live without a dent, that ideal client and customer basically feels the exact same way when they drive away from us that we feel when we drive away from getting our car detailed or our car cleaned. Mm-hmm. You went from feeling dirty inside to all of a sudden feeling clean and brand new and renewed, okay?
Don't you ever notice, like, when you get your car cleaned, or even after you clean your car and you're, like, driving in it, doesn't it just feel, like, extra amazing?
It feels extra amazing.
It feels like... like this
that, I'm
magical,
telling you guys,
superior,
yes, and that is the exact same way that the ideal clients, all right, and I'm not just talking about the, the guy that beat you down for an inch of your life, didn't want quality, they're just trying to not look wrecked, okay, but I'm talking about that ideal client, that one that comes in, wants to pay top dollar for the right technician to take care of their vehicle.
Yeah.
Wants it taken care of correctly, done right the first time, falls in love with you, falls in love with your services, loves what you did for them. When they leave and they say thank you and they're all jazzed up, they have that same feeling of increase when they jump in their car and drive away.
Oh, absolutely.
That we feel whenever we get our car detailed. They are undented. They are back to perfection.
Yeah, and they're like, man, I'm just going to have, my day is going to be so fucking amazing, and it is.
So before you call somebody out to look at their car, come pick it up at your shop, whatever it is, whether you're mobile or in your shop, I want you to just envision them coming out and being so happy with your repair work, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, because, I'm assuming you guys are doing great work out there, and I know it's a hard trade to learn. Sometimes we get caught where, you lose. Sometimes we lose the battle, man. That's a sad moment for me. That's like the worst feeling ever. I got to tell somebody that I couldn't repair their dent for whatever reason. And
yeah, but at least you tried.
It's a sad fucking thing, though, I know a lot of you dent guys can relate to that. It's like the worst feeling ever calling them, and they are so bummed out. It's like, they're not mad at you. They're like, oh, thanks for trying and this and that.
Yeah.
But you can just tell that and you know what it is? It's because we're so used to installing this like increased life, like perfection back into these people's lives. And we're so used to like seeing their smile and them shaking our hands, saying thank you and so happy about the repair work, And we're so used to that feeling. It's horrible to feel the exact opposite. Even though they're not mad at us, even though they're glad that we tried, whatever it is, right? It just feels horrible to call that person. So I want you guys to remember that and instill that in your message, man. Understand that you're delivering more than just a dent removal. And that alone is going to put a little pep in your step, man.
Yeah.
That's going to make you, that's going to make you come out. You're going to be fired up every day. And tie that in with a couple big goals, stuff like that.
After you remove that dent, you're putting pep in the step, putting more pep in the wipe. And I got tongue.
You're sharing that energy.
Yeah, there you go with that customer. Absolutely.
That's it, y'all. So above and beyond that, I
we're
just wanted
closing
to.
this podcast out. Right?
Oh, that's right. Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. Above and beyond that, we got Angela Hiley here that's got something up her sleeve. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, we're going to play a little game. But when are you going to talk about the whole thing that we were talking about Sunday when we were at the gym? Is that going to be like on the next one or something?
That'll have to be on the next one.
Oh my God.
I knew you were going to bring it up like that.
I wasn't supposed to?
Well, no, that's why I was making fun of you earlier.
Oh.
Because I knew that you were going to bring it up like that.
No, the reason why I got mad is because, like I said, you made me sound like when you're trying to imitate my voice, you're making me sound like I was a man, and I'm not a man. And my voice does not sound like a guy. So I would have been happier if you made me had a squeaky voice. No, we're going to do this thing. So, I think a couple weeks ago, John and I, we did this thing, and we're going to focus on rappers tonight. And then some other time, we'll focus on, a different type of music. Okay?
Yep, got it.
So, the game is there's two of them, and you have to pick either or.
All right.
So, the first one, of course, is going to be Biggie or Tupac.
Tupac.
Really? Did you say that the last time? I picked Biggie.
I don't remember because it's daily for me. It could change per day.
Really?
I could go back and forth.
Why?
Now, if you threw 50 Cent in there...
Oh, no, wait a minute. That gets down a little bit. How about the Wu-Tang Clan or NWA?
NWA.
Right on. Okay, Nate Dogg or DMX?
I'm going to have to go with Nate Dogg.
Yeah!
He's... That's a smooth motherfucker right there.
I know.
That's a smooth pimp. You know he be getting the pussy.
Yes. Okay, Dr. Dre or Ice Cube?
Wait, now we talking movie-wise? Or are we talking...
Overall,
everything,
Dr. Dre or Ice
everything they've ever done, who's brought more joy to my life is Ice Cube.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Just because of the movies. And, I'm into his rap somewhat. If it's rapper to rapper, it'd be Dr. Dre hands down.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about overall life impact.
Yeah, overall.
Overall life impact.
Yeah.
That's hands down Ice Cube.
Okay. Snoop Dogg or Eazy-E?
And I'm going to have to go with Eazy-E on this one because Eazy-E was my boy growing up. That was my, little 2 Live Crew, little Eazy-E.
Okay, 50 Cent or Eminem?
Oh, 50 Cent all day long.
Why is that?
Because I listened to his one album, Get Rich or Die Trying. That's one of my favorite albums.
Yes. Okay, Jay-Z or Master P?
Master P.
Why?
Nah. Because he's the master of profit. That's why they call him Master P. That's what we're trying to make our peeps right here, the master of profit.
True. Okay, we're going to either go with Onyx or Public Enemy.
Onyx or Public Enemy? Do I got to pick one?
Yeah, you got to pick one.
Slam. Dun-dun-na. Dun-dun-na. Let the boys be boys. I'm the big boy with the big boy banging. Yep, you got it.
Okay, so Onyx would be that one. Okay, Cypress Hill or Naughty by Nature?
Cypress Hill.
Really?
I met DJ Muggs.
Yeah.
He tried to score some crack from me.
That's true. I would do Naughty by Nature on that one. Okay, Bone Thugs and Harmony or 3-6 Mafia?
Bone Thugs. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run.
Okay, this is kind of a funny one. 2 Live Crew or Criss Cross?
2 Live Crew. You know what it feels like to wear your fucking pants backwards?
Are you sure?
What are you supposed to do? Take a shit out of your zipper pocket?
Hey, that was good. That's a good one. Lil Wayne or Kanye West?
Kanye.
Good. Nelly or The Game?
The Game.
Really?
Wait, are we talking about the right game? Oh, I was talking about The Click. Who's the fuck is The Game?
He's a rapper. He did like a couple songs with 50 Cent.
I don't like neither one.
No.
Wait, do we like Nelly?
Yes.
All right, Nelly.
I would be picking Nelly. We're getting out of John's like era right here. Okay, I got these are the next one are women. Remy Ma or Little Kim.
Remy Ma.
There we go. This one will be a good one. Missy Elliott or Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah, girl.
Are you for real?
Queen Latifah's the shit. I always said Queen Latifah ought to be president.
Wait a minute, do you know any of her songs though?
No, I just like the way she is in movies. And she got that like I'll beat your ass thing. How many of you dudes out there right now would square up with Queen Latifah?
Probably none of them. Probably none of them. He's like, man, get my ass beat.
That bitch is crazy.
The last one, MC Lyte or Lauryn Hill.
MC Lyte or Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
I don't even know who MC Lyte is, so I'm just
You
going to
don't
say
know
Lauryn
who
Hill.
MC Lyte is. And this is something.
I'm going to add one in there. I'm going to say The Brat for both of them.
No, MC Lyte, she was actually the first woman to be recognized as the female rapper in the whole rap industry. Yeah.
I like The Brat.
Okay, there you go. We'll throw that one in there.
Yeah.
'Cause you
Rat-a-tat-tat with The Brat on that ass. Oh, functified. Oh, functified.
Oh, see, that was
Da
fun,
da
wasn't it?
da 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 da.
Man, you just letting it all out tonight, babe.
Oh, that's right, y'all. So anyhow, do not forget, you guys, webinar coming up, search engine optimization webinar. And if you guys are rocking a retail business, if you guys think your website's doing really well on rankings, this right here is going to help secure that, because in the future, I'll tell you what, man, I'm letting a lot of the cat out the bag, you guys. And literally, there's certain things, if you're not doing with your website and stuff like that, people can easily pass you. So this is going to help you understand that, because trust me, you would rather understand this now than literally wake up one day and see that you've dropped rankings like big time. So there's going to be some really good stuff. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to the Tactical Dent Tech YouTube channel, check it out. God, we got like 7,000 peeps over there that are, it's blowing up, man. YouTube's blowing up, the channel's blowing up. And we just started the Tactical Dent Tech show, which not only includes technique, which I just did a body line glue pull, but also includes tool reviews, and also includes marketing tips and techniques.
Giving it all to him, Big Daddy, ain't you?
That's right. We giveth. We giveth.
Oh, it's been a fun podcast this evening.
Yeah. And I will tell you guys, if y'all start practicing these principles that we're talking about today, when it comes to putting that increase in your work, putting that feeling of increase, conveying that message to other people, conveying that message through your marketing, you are literally going to be swimming with the current rather than swimming against it, okay? And I mean, that's just the way the world works. That's swimming with the current. That's what you guys want to do. I want you guys to think about all your efforts in business. You want to swim with the current. You don't want to swim up the river. You don't want to be lying awake at night wondering if you made the right decision. You don't want to be lying awake at night having what I have called entrepreneurial guilt, right? Where I had to literally to the point to where if I'm oversensitive to that entrepreneur guilt, but literally I was talking to a guy who's a mentor of mine, and he told me, he's like, we are the hardest on ourselves, right? He's like, from the outside looking in, people could look at the amount of stuff that we get done and look at us like we're a fucking freak of nature, a superhero. But if we don't get one thing done, we feel guilty about it, And one of the biggest things that I've done to change that is that most important task. You get that most important task done, man, you got to deep down inside be satisfied that you're moving forward, you're moving closer to your goals. Because the worst thing ever is to spend one entire day of your life where you're not moving forward, you're not growing, okay? So inherently, we feel the pain of death. Because look, if you're not growing, what are you in nature? You're dying, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, the life and the light shines through us based on our daily growth towards our big goals, towards our big achievements, towards the things that we want to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow, y'all, we appreciate you for coming along on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And as usual, we're going to see you on that next one.
Yes. And remember, it's all about the motherfucking hustle.
Bang, bang.
That's mine.
Pew, pew.
No.
Bang, bang.
That's not.
Pew, pew.
That's messed up. Mine's bang, bang.
Pew, pew. All right. We'll see you on that next one.